Hello, hello.
Hi, fam. Welcome back to the SAUCY SIBZ podcast.
I'm Nicodemus.
And I'm Francesca.
And we are the SAUCY SIBZ.
We are. If you haven't already, please like, follow, subscribe, rate us, leave a review, and follow our new Instagram, please, guys.
We did get a new Instagram.
Mm-hmm. It is the SAUCY SIBZ.
Yeah.
Which we might change it back to SAUCY SIBZ, but Instagram isn't letting us yet.
Oh, wow. Us having problems with Instagram. Huh.
Funny. Interesting.
We'll talk more about that later.
We'll tell you guys why, but new year, new us.
Honestly, it kind of feels good. I think it's like
great.
a little sketchy, like getting a new Instagram, but like at the same time, new year, new us. This is February. We keep saying that. We're like, every time something good happens, we're like, this is February, bitches. Like,
well, the new year didn't start until the Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't count. So if any of you like had your New Year's resolutions, you weren't doing great during January, that's okay because like the new year didn't start yet.
Yeah.
Not until
astrologically, it's technically like it's the Chinese New Year.
I don't think it really starts till like Aries season.
The equinox?
Yeah. And like coming into spring. Like we're not starting a new year in the dead of winter. That's when we're supposed to be hibernating and reflecting. It makes sense that we would come out, new year, new us, as like things are awakening in spring.
I'm not going to go on a huge astrological rant about what you just said because we don't have that time. But I will say what you just said is super controversial. Because like, what is the new year? And when do things start? When one door closes, another door opens. So when things die, I'm just saying, it's like, there's been a lot of thought about like, when is the new year?
All right.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the days are officially getting longer and stuff. Like that's been done happening.
Yeah. And then like the new year happens during Capricorn season because you get over the hump. I don't know. I'm not ranting.
I just decided it wasn't until the Lunar New Year. January didn't count for me.
January, dude, you and I were a fucking mess in January.
I had lots to do. I was everywhere, and I drank. Yeah. I went to every new bar in the city. We drank everything. You guys, I still haven't drank. I just lied. I lied to them. I had that glass of champagne.
Oh,
at an event.
No,
but like
hold
throughout
up.
the event,
handed
that's
you
fine.
a half glass of free champagne.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Throw it on the ground? No, you
sacrilege.
Just give it to me.
We were literally at an event. They handed us like champagne to like go on the roof, and I was like, "I'm gonna drink this champagne, Nick." And you were like, "Okay."
Okay, guys. Francesca, I will say that like, given what we have been doing, you have not been drinking.
No, I haven't had. Besides that, I haven't drank in 12 days.
No, I know that's super good. Considering like the amount of going out and partying that we have done, including my motherfucking birthday, which we're gonna get into, that you didn't drink on, like you should have an award.
I know.
We sound so.
People were saying that to me. No, it was like a party, and people were like, "You like this is amazing," and they're like, "I don't know how you're doing it," and I was like, I'm just as fun.
I didn't notice you weren't drinking.
No, I was dancing on stage.
I truly didn't notice. I mean, I don't think you could have robbed me and I probably wouldn't have noticed, but like I didn't notice. You know
you did say you felt like I was your manager.
Yeah, let's get into it, I guess. Let's talk about why. Okay, so guys, happy birthday, Nicodemus. I am drinking my horn. My brother, shout out Maximiliano. He just sent me a nice horn, a drinking horn.
A real ox horn.
Yeah, no, it's actually gorgeous if you really look at it in the light. So I'm drinking a nice beer out of it. I'm loving it. I'm going to walk around all night with this, like, horn.
I think you should.
Yeah, just
like put it in your pocket, but don't you break it.
I won't. No.
It's nice.
I
don't know what he's...
a horn. I'm kidding.
I'm sure you can.
Horns are just, like, tough.
We broke the horns. We had 7-foot long horns.
Yeah, but because they fell off the wall. But, yeah, no. So thank you for the horn. But guys, it was my birthday last weekend. So last episode we recorded on my birthday last Thursday, and today is Friday, but whatever. Yeah, it was my birthday. Happy Groundhog's Day. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word.
You just kept telling people Happy Groundhog's Day.
Okay, that's my bit. That's like that's the joke. Like and it's such an old joke for me, and it never gets old. It's like people be like, "Oh my god, like Happy birthday!" I'm like, "Happy Groundhog's Day." Don't thank me, thank the groundhog, you know. But no. So plan was we recorded that podcast, which I loved that last episode. I think we were like being super funny, and then I was like, I know a lot of people in Denver, but like I don't have like a unified group. You know what I mean?
Not
Like
yet.
a lot of my friends are just kind of like disjunct or like they don't know each other.
Yeah. Lots of different little groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I have a lot of friends from back home. I have a lot of friends from camp, just people I meet out of the bar. So I was kind of like, okay, let's have like a little happy hour at the house after we record the podcast. And then, you know, our close friends at the house. And then after that, let's just go to X Bar for their lip sync night. Super fun.
But it was going to be like a chill night. We weren't trying. It was a Thursday. And we were like, but that doesn't mean anything. Last night was a Thursday. What time did you go to bed?
4 a.m.
Yeah.
No, 5:30 a.m. actually.
We had friends stay over after they DJ'd, and I saw a DoorDash Denny order when I woke up early. Then like went on a little run. It's fine. Pat myself on the back. Anyway, I got up at like 9 or something, and there was like a Denny's order that had been delivered at 6 a.m. It's like,
oh yeah. No,
okay,
it was
guys.
that kind of night. I had to put myself to bed though because I was like, I'm not doing the sunrise thing.
Anyway, we were supposed to be chill. We were like, oh, let's just have some friends over and let's go to our favorite gay bar that we go to 3 nights a week.
Yeah, literally. Like I wasn't doing anything like because I love my birthday, but I'm not like. I don't need to do the whole like New Year's Eve thing, you know? I mean, I can, but like, you know, we didn't have a lot of money. Like, I just felt like, whatever, people come over, chill. Mm-hmm. And guys, I'm telling you, if you follow us on Instagram, you will have seen it was like it was 1999, you know, kind of.
Well,
party.
Okay. So our cousin who took me to the Nuggets game, our amazing cousin Amanda, shout out. She gets so many shout outs on this podcast, but that's because she's amazing.
She's the coolest person we know.
Yeah. So she texted me earlier in the day and she goes, hey, can you talk? And I was like, I am on a walk with Nick right now to the coffee shop. She goes, okay, well, like go to the bathroom or something. Can you not get away from him? And I was like, I don't know. We're always in deep conversation. Because she was like, can you call like away from Nick? And I was like, I mean, I don't know, I guess. She's like, okay, woman, I need an answer. So she is like, do you think Nick would want a limo for his birthday? But I want to surprise him. I go, yeah.
The answer is absolutely.
I was like, yes. And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to get it at like 8. I'm going to have it for like 4 hours and it'll take us like anywhere we want in the city, like unlimited stops. And I was like, oh, yes. So everybody's over here. And Nick doesn't know really why I'm telling his friends that like they need to be at our house. Oh no, I was secretly messaging your friends, but you were telling them the wrong shit anyway.
I did give them the wrong
Yeah, they were all
time,
like, I was like,
right?
hey, be at our house by 7:30. There's like a surprise. Don't tell Nick. And they go, oh well, Nick told us we were meeting him at the bar at 7:30. I was like,
yeah, I did say that.
Absolutely not.
Okay, one thing about me is like, if I send you my address, I will not be offended if you go, hey, is that the right address? You know. Just because, like, you gotta
proofread.
Sometimes, but like, okay, I was getting a million texts on my birthday, which thank you for everyone who texted me, which I love that. But like, I'm just saying, like, I was busy, you know?
Yeah.
You know? But, so yeah, we're like all sitting in the kitchen, and then Amanda's like, oh, by the way, for your birthday, wait, actually, can I say one thing about her?
Yes.
She never shows up empty handed.
No.
Ever.
Yeah.
And she shows up empty handed.
Because last time she came over, she like brought like flowers and like hors d'oeuvres for like the get together with my parents.
No, I mean, she's just not that type of person. And like, especially for my birthday, like she just didn't bring not even a drink, not even like there was nothing. And so that I wasn't mad at all, but I knew she had a trick up her sleeve. I knew it because she always like comes prepared. And she just didn't have anything. And I was like, that is sus as fuck. You know? That is sus as fuck. In a good way, right? And of course she's like, oh, and so for your birthday. And I go, of course. Like, yeah. I was like, and then she was like, we got a limo, a 20-person stretch Hummer limo. And I was like, oh my God. And it was so fun. We get outside, everyone hops in. There was probably like, I don't know, 10 people at our house, but it could fit about 20. By the end of the night, we had about 25-30. Yeah. And
there was drag queens.
Like, because we just like, okay, because like I don't know that many, or like I don't have like a solidified group of friends. We just went around the city and bar hopped gay bars and told everyone to get in the fucking limo.
It was the tour de gay bar.
Yeah.
is what I felt. The tour de gay bar de Denver.
And it was just so cool. Also, like me showing up to Bad Habits just in a limo. And I was like, hey, girls, get in the limo.
Yeah. A couple of his friends were like, hey, like, he was like, hey, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we just got off work. we're right here. And Nick was like, okay, I'm going to meet you. Then do you want to go to the next bar? They're like, yeah. So he shows up, we park it, you go inside.
I just go inside and I'm like, and they're all like finishing their beers. I'm like, bottoms up, bitches. Like, we have a limo. And they're like, what? And it was really funny too, because there was a lot of people like smoking cigarettes outside of the bar. And I just like, this giant limo pulls up and I just hop out and they were all just like staring at me. Like, I think limos have this quality of just being so fucking head turning. And because it's a fucking limo. It's like,
just
what's happening in a
fun.
limo?
You're all,
like,
and it was amazing sound system and great lights.
Let's talk about that. The Wi-Fi connect or the Bluetooth connected, and it was amazing sound quality.
Which is the one job that it has besides driving.
They so often, I act like I'm in a lot of limos, but a lot of times I've been in limos and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, or like party buses, and you're like, literally, this is like the key component.
The key component.
But it is fun. I literally felt like I was a little girl on like, my 12th birthday party going to like Libby Lou.
Yeah.
Or something. Like it's just always fun.
The vibe was so hype. Like we were all just so shout out Amanda again. Thank you so much. It literally made my birthday from like 0 to not 0, but like from like 12 to 10,000. Like it was so good.
And it was even better because there was no expectations for the night. And I think that's a key of good nights.
On a Thursday.
Everybody, and like, shout out to all of our good friends who made it out on a Thursday. Like, people drove in, showed up.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just like came, like, because it's a lot like when people have like real jobs
to
get them to go out on a Thursday. And they showed up to the happy hour. They went out. Some people asked off work the next day. And it was just like, damn, like you're loved, Nick. They, like, they really came out.
And I felt that. I really did feel that. I mean, it was like one of the best nights I've had in a really long time. And I think everyone really felt that. Like, especially when we went out last night, I kept on seeing people and they were like, that I hadn't seen since my birthday. And they were like, wow, that was a wild birthday. But hold up. I actually have some friends like that I only see like once a year. And they were like, just so like, oh, like they kind of always make comments like, oh, Nick's wild. Nick's just like kind of a crazy person. Like he goes really hard, And so I was like, oh, just come over for happy hour. And they didn't know there was a limo. And so all of a sudden, they're just like, having so much fun in the limo. And they were like, yeah, again, classic time with Nick. Like haven't seen you in a year. And all of a sudden I'm like taking shots in a limo. Like, I'm like, yeah, sounds about right. But
I just loved when our driver Mike turned around. He goes, and by the way, you guys can vape in here. You can smoke weed. He was like, let's get crazy. I was like, okay, Mike.
I know. And
calm down.
He kind of had this like old school Guido vibe, like Italian man. Like, hey, I don't care. He's like, do whatever you want.
Like he was telling us we weren't crazy enough in the limo, and I was like, sir, calm down.
Calm down. Actually, I went on a party bus when I was in high school, and it was an old ass man, dressed in like a oversized suit that didn't fit him, and he was like, "All right, guys, no smoking, especially crack, unless you leave it under the seat for me." And we were like, literally, what? It was the weirdest start to the night. It was like my high school prom, and
know what? I just had a flashback. Yeah. I saw my first penis on a party bus.
Your first penis?
Yeah,
on a party bus.
I was a senior. I'm not kidding. We were in a party bus for like prom or homecoming, and one of the guys goes, "Hey, what time is it?" And he used his dick as like a watch band. He had pulled it out and pulled it around his arm, and like
worst joke I've ever heard.
Yeah, and so I looked and I went, ah, and it was the first penis I've ever seen. Which is so fucked up because I was known as such just rumors and bullshit in high school that I was like a slut and like I'd never done anything to kiss a guy. And that was party buses.
Should
man.
I start doing that joke? I'm absolutely joking. No,
Gross.
I'm not like I'm not. That's
like a
just
flasher. You don't do like low humor, like potty.
I don't like potty humor.
Yeah, like potty humor, sexual, like any of that. Like you. You give the funniest like reactions when anyone does that.
Yeah, I think I just like it's funny that you say that because I really do hate like dick jokes. Ugh. And like like flashing or like have you ever seen that trend where people like take a gorgeous photo of a sunset but they like get the tip of their ball sack in like the corner of the photo? And dude, I don't know. And everyone's like, this is the best trend ever. I'm like, you guys are fucking unintelligent. You guys are fucking dumb. You guys are fucking a waste of my time.
No, it's like the lowest form of humor.
Potty humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting flashbacks to when the Judas music video came out for Lady Gaga where she was dressed as like a nun, and Katy Perry tweeted, using blasphemy as art is as cheap as a comedian telling a fart joke. All right, Katy Perry. Why don't you go?
She's come a different way since then.
Yes. So, but I will say though, on my birthday, guys, hold on, let me set my horn down. It was like, I was actually, it has a little stand.
The ox horn came with a stand. I don't know why that was so funny to me. Are you going to bring the stand out?
No, I'm literally going out like with my ox horn, you know?
I don't know. It might be too nice.
Jewish people, can you tell me, like DM me, like when do you guys blow the like little horn, the ox horn? The sheep's horn. Do they do that at
Seder's?
Is that the Seder or something? I don't really know.
I've been to a Seder dinner. There wasn't a horn.
No, but there's a horn.
There's a lot of
the Jews know
smiting.
what I'm talking about. There's a horn. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I was like, this is like hilarious because silly old me, little old me, I was like, oh, for my birthday, since like we're having people together, like I don't want to get too drunk or anything like that. So I just want to drink beer.
Yeah.
I'm just drinking beer. Like, obviously, I want to get a little loosey-goosey, but I don't want to, like, take shots or drink liquor or have, like, these, like, gin and sodas that are just, like, way too much booze. And then before you know it, I don't remember the night. So, little me was just drinking beer. But, you know, it's your birthday. People kept buying me shots. Mm-hmm. And then it didn't help that when we got to X Bar, there was a Deep Eddies rep there with a tray of lemon vodka shots that was just handing them out. Yeah. And people kept on, like, giving them to me. Oh my God. And then I was talking to my friend Farah. He was like, I told him that. I was like, oh my God, no more shots, please. And he goes, haha, absolutely. I'll keep the Fireball away from you. Francesca, have you ever seen me drink Fireball?
No.
I don't drink whiskey unless it's my coffee in the morning. But like, I am literally like, Fireball. I'm sorry, sir. What did you just say?
Did you drink Fireball?
No, that's what I had to ask. I go, Fireball? He goes, babe, yes.
You were texting him the next day.
Yeah, I was texting him. I was like, what do you mean Fireball?
No
like,
wonder. Okay, all of a sudden, this is way later in the night. Nick blacks the fuck out.
I actually didn't black out. I was just crazy. I do remember most of the night, you know?
Well, you always...
Like, it was a brownout, but like, I wasn't like awful, you know?
No, you were fine.
I was just like really drunk, which was so funny because I wasn't trying to get drunk. And so when Farrah's like, oh, like, yeah, I'll keep the Fireball away from you. I'm like, in what universe? And have you ever seen me drink Fireball?
Every time you turned around, someone was handing you a shot, and I was just like,
I think I took 20 shots. Like, I'm trying to count it in my head. Like a tray of Deep Eddies just to the face. So I was like, what do you mean Fireball shots? And so he told me that he was like, yeah, on the limo. And I was like, I was taking Fireball shots in the limo.
Oh,
someone brought Fireball
little
shooters. Mm-hmm. And apparently me and Farrah took like 3. It's like, why did I do that?
Honestly, you did like amazingly for...
Well, I made sure that we ate, you know what I mean? And like, so I don't know. But all that to say, the birthday was amazing. But then I did, however, remember just a weird piece of information where maybe I got a little handsy with a go-go boy. But...
So I told Nick, I go, Nick, you're looking at that go-go dancer like you're going to eat him. And you go, oh, don't worry. We've already talked about it. He's coming home with me. And like, I can't even like repeat the rest. I go, oh.
No, okay, here's the thing. I have this thing where strippers and go-go boys just do something to me. And they could be a literal 2 out of 10. And I will literally be like, oh my God, that's the hottest man I've ever seen.
The next day, I told you, and you go, Francesca, no. I go, did you fall in love last night? And you go, no, Francesca. He was just on a pedestal. He was on a podium. He goes, that's all it is. If they're raised 2 feet from the ground, I melt.
It's like, something about that. Like, it's just like, oh my God, like, who is this man? Like, hi. I'm like staring up at him, and he's just, no, it's awful.
Is that men and strippers? I guess it's the same thing.
I think so. That's why, like, I don't. Well, in Vegas, we went to that strip club, and I just realized, I was like, I don't think I'm allowed to be around strippers. Like, it's just something about my brain chemistry.
It's your weakness.
It's my weakness, strippers.
No, but you go,
and no, it's funny because I'm so not that way.
He was like, literally and figuratively, I put them on a pedestal.
Yeah. Literally, yes. Right? So that's all I really think about. But No, that's what I think about it, is they're just on a pedestal, and for some reason that literally makes me want to die. So I don't know. That was my birthday.
I was gonna say, do we bring up that we did not invite my ex and that he showed up uninvited?
Talk about that.
I would just like to say that, like, I am very thankful that I was not drinking.
Yeah.
And because completely uninvited, but I guess like saw our stories,
and I even went back on my text messages. I did not invite him. No one invited him.
No, we asked anybody there that knew him. Like the next day, I freaking accused one of our friends. I was like, "Hey, did you invite so and so on Thursday?" He goes, "No, I thought you did." And I was like, "Damn, like really, no one did."
This man really saw our stories and showed up.
But it'd be one thing to just show up, like if you're not invited.
You're not invited to the limo.
And wasn't.
No, literally.
And also had like actively been like ignoring me. Rude. This is like an ex something of mine, and he showed up with a date to his birthday. So like
straight people, by the way.
Yeah, first of all, like to be honest, I wouldn't put it past him to have like made a date to show up to like try and fuck with me.
I know, that's what I think is weird. It's like,
I know he hasn't been on a date in 6 months.
I know, like why is he doing that? Like why did he want that night of all nights to show up at the gay bar with his straight ass date?
Someone went up to him and asked him, "What are you doing here?" He was like, "Oh, I was just like on a date and I just like happened to come here."
Oh, you come to the gay bars?
I'm sorry. You were trying to convince someone else that you went on a date with a girl, and then you were like, "Hey, let's hit the gay bar together," that I've never been to without a gay man.
And I just happened to run into Nick's birthday extravaganza.
And ran around the bar, and I could see him like in a reflection from a window because I saw him walk in. And then he left her at the bar and did a circle. And then so I could see his reflection. He saw me. Like, oh, there she is. Then goes and grabs his date. And then I watched him walk around to then introduce her to me. He was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Hi." He was like, "Oh, are you okay?" Because like there was like shock on my face. And she was like kind of behind him, like all over him. And I was like, he was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And I was like, "Is this man like trying to fuck with me and gaslight me to my face?" Yeah. And luckily, first of all, the night's not about me. It's Nick's birthday.
Thank you.
But like, if I had been drunk, I mean, I could have ended up crying.
Full
I
blown
could have
meltdown.
been complete meltdown, like ruining your birthday. But that is what he was betting on, is to like make your birthday about him and like try and fuck with me in a roundabout way.
That's why it's like, why are people just trying to cause drama? Like, it's just so.
I feel bad for her. She thought she was like going on a date with a guy who likes her, but like she was just, obviously we don't hate the girl. She was
a pawn in his fucked up game.
Yeah. So anyway, he shows up, that happens. And then I say, "All right, guys, we're getting back in the limo, going to the next bar." So within 5 minutes, because we were done there.
Yeah.
And we needed to use the limo before it was like our time was up. So somehow, I mean, maybe this is because I worked on Yacht Week with a lot of drunk adults, but I was able to round up like 20 drunk queers.
Yeah, literally.
Get them in a limo in 5 minutes.
And found a few drag queens. It's fine.
Yeah. We picked up some.
This is why we said earlier that like I felt like you were my manager, because it was like Nick's blackout drunk trying to devour a go-go boy, okay? And you're just like getting people, like you're corralling people and getting them on like the spaceship before it takes off. Like, I mean, I don't know how you did it.
But then he showed up at the next place.
And this isn't like the next bar that we went to was a
20 minutes across town.
20 minutes across town, a gay bar. And it's like, it's not even like a bar. It's like a club. It's like a gay club, you know?
Then it's like, wait. So now you're trying to say that you just like happened to, and this was when the person actually went up to them, was like, "What are you doing here? Like, we literally all left because you showed up. You weren't invited."
Which shout out to that person for doing that, because real recognize real.
Yeah.
And he just had to say something to him and be like, "You're."
And he was like, that's when he said like, "Oh, we just happened to come here." It's like, no, you didn't.
Straight people just don't end up at that bar. 2
bars though for your birthday.
Right.
And you know when people, you can tell they're like trying to be like in your line of sight and like around, because I'm just like here, like I'm enjoying it. I'm like surrounded by so much love and all my good friends, and like it sucks. Like you're sad that you didn't get the invite because it was a fun night, and then like in my line of sight is like making out with her in the corner. I was like, no one wants to see that at the gay bar.
Yeah.
The two straight people on a date, so you come to the gay bar to make out in the corner?
It just, yeah. And
what
like,
are you doing? What?
I don't know. I hate that happened, and it's really made me rethink and consider my relationship with that person.
Well, because it was a dig to you. It was to ruin your birthday.
Well, also, like, just don't, like, good vibes. I'm kind of like, especially on a birthday, I do kind of have the toxic positivity of good vibes only. Because, like, no one wants to fucking do that. Like, it's just like, so, like, yeah, why are you trying to, like, fucking ruin my birthday or, like, cause some problems or, like, upset my sister on my birthday?
Or to hurt someone.
Yeah,
it's just so like, unnecessary.
It's so unnecessary and so low. And it's like, I don't know.
But Lunar New Year, guys, we just keep saying this is February because everything's changed.
Motherfucking February.
All of my demons are vanquishing themselves because I was like still entertaining. I mean, I just said he was actively ignoring me, but then shows up with a date. But it was like kind of this like back and forth and like bullshit. But he also had a girlfriend who's back up in Summit that didn't know about that date. So it's just, but anyway, all of them are just like, they're scooting themselves like permanently, I would say, out of our lives, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we don't come back from that.
Yeah, I agree. But what other demons are we vanquishing?
Well.
Okay. Speaking of demons, okay. So like I said, like a lot of people wish me happy birthday, which I love and thank you so much for that. But someone wished me a happy birthday that I didn't think we were friends.
You're definitely not friends.
Like, and so I said, he goes, "Happy birthday, bud." And I'm like, weird. Because last thing I remember is you spread horrible, vicious, nasty lies about my sister and then banned her from the bar you manage because the little girlies that you employ don't really like her. And then you want to wish me a happy birthday. Listen, Francesca and I aren't a package deal. We really aren't. But like, when you like fuck with someone like that, it's like, dude, don't wish me happy birthday. Hold up. So I said, I was like, "Oh, are we friends?" And he goes, "Oh, I didn't think we weren't." And I was like, well, that's so funny. Because and so
you were just feeling spicy.
I was feeling spicy.
Normally we don't respond to these people.
And I'm not someone to send like spicy texts like that. So I just said, as much as I love birthday wishes, I just would prefer them not coming from the fangs of a snake. You know? And he goes, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, it's he knows exactly what we're talking
completely
about. Okay. And then I said, "All right, bud." Well, he was like, "I was just trying to be nice." I was like, "Yeah, go be nice somewhere else." And he was like, "I literally don't know what you're talking about." And then this is the kicker. I said, "Here's more content for you and your entire bar being more obsessed with the piazzas. This is your conversation for the next week."
Completely. They live for it.
They live for it. And this is the thing is like, he was like, "Oh my God, my bar isn't obsessed with you," which, come on now. His entire week is now going to be spent letting people read these texts about like, "So I just wish Nicodemus happy birthday. And then all of a sudden he sends me this crazy shit, you know?" Oh, I don't know. But.
So that was our alarm that we have to go.
We have to go.
We can finish the story for a couple minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. But
also then he said, "I never banned her from my bar."
I know, right? And he
was just like because we'd been told this numerous times. Oh, because everybody had said I was banned for a fake reason. And I was like, but then the GM who said I was banned, he was like, "Oh, you absolutely weren't banned. I just like, this girl didn't like you and I just needed it to blow over for a day."
Yeah.
And we were like, okay. So like secretly would tell us he would never do that. And that he like, but then
dude, it's just crazy how like, I don't know, like people are so silly in how they think that like you're friends when they do like fucked up shit. And that's like, we just don't keep bad company.
No.
You know? And that's why, it's just like some people will never grow out of their bar drama. Like some people will never amount to anything more than the drama at their bar. And they will stay at their bar and they will talk about the piazzas. And you know what I mean? And this will be like, it's their lifeline, you know?
Well, so the next day after that, there was Instagram posts, numerous texts, And from people that I've never met.
Girls we've never, 40-year-old women that we've never even met making Instagram story posts about Francesca.
Wait, but like they were choosing good photos.
I know. Isn't that the funniest fucking thing? It's like,
when someone,
they were like,
people are, I don't know who these people are and I don't obviously follow them and have never heard of them, but people were sending me screenshots and these people were taking photos of me, cropping them, writing things on it. And like making fun of me, but like they were choosing like the prettiest photos of me.
And it made me wonder.
Yeah.
Do these girls have like albums of you? Like,
well, they would have had to like take a couple of screenshots. But I mean, if you were gonna like write a nasty thing about someone else, wouldn't you choose like a bad photo? I mean, I would expect it.
Mm-hmm. But they chose like photos. One of your best photos. And that's why I'm like, okay, tell me you want to fuck me without telling me you want to fuck me, right?
That's always when someone's like so vicious towards you. It usually means they either want to be you or want to be with you.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I have never made a Facebook post about someone that I've never met, or
just viciously attacking anyone.
Yeah. Like, I mean, of course, I've like shared like celebrities posts and stuff like that, but like I've never. It's just I didn't even do it in high school. You know?
No, I will say. You got me on the you're pushing late 30s. It's fucking rude.
She looks so
I'm
good.
33. I just turned 33. So funny. I'm like, but it was coming from a 40-year-old woman.
I know. That.
So like
you're pushing late 30s
and I've never met her. I've heard she's like in her 40s or something, but like
I literally don't know who it is.
I don't know. I don't know her name.
I know her name. It's
no, but we don't know her last name.
Beaver.
Something Beaver.
Her last name is Beaver. Yeah.
Oh. But it was funny, like the amount of screenshots, you guys. There was like a 5 slideshow screenshot all about me. And this is a person at his bar whom I've never met.
I know,
but like they don't talk about us.
I got a lot of texts.
No, I know.
And it was just like, oh my God.
What did you say? You told me that one of your friends was like, holy shit.
Well, I got these texts and someone was like, oh, by the way, do you know this girl? I'm like, oh no. And they're like, oh, she's making all these posts about your sister. Like, oh my God. Like, and then she comes back a couple hours later. It's like, wow, hysterical talk of the town. Apparently me and Francesca, you know, whatever. But I was like, yeah. Francesca doesn't know those people, and she's actually out at a really fancy sushi date with a hot man right now. So
you were like unfazed, unbothered. You were like texting me, and I'm literally like at a fancy date having the time of my life.
I know, and I was like, sucks for them, but I don't know. This is
February,
another
date that I have to get to, but a business date.
It's a business date. We should probably go. Quick update. Yes. Horn birthday February.
Yeah. Oh, we'll tell you guys next time. I'm sorry. We have things to do. I didn't mean to sound like that. I have to leave. No. It's traffic. The Instagram, the new one. The other one was compromised. All right. We can like get more into it. Love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Bye.
More updates to come. And I don't know. Kick me out. All right. I gotta go. Bye. Love you.
Like, comment, subscribe.